You're watching IntoWineTV, and we're at Incanto restaurant in San Francisco tasting Piedmont Reds. And here we have two tastings of the Michele Chiarlo. One is the Barbera d'Asti, and the other is the Barolo.
You know, it's just the thing I love about Italian wine right now. And I think Italy is really over the last, you can really honestly say the last 10 to 15 years has been on this quality renaissance. Now we're starting off tasting a wine here that's $14 a bottle retail, and it's just a pleasant wine. It's not a head turner, but it's definitely well made. I don't know what case production is, but chances are more than, probably more than 1,000 or a couple thousand cases. So it's fairly large production, I'm sure. And it's just quality. It's quality across the board. It's got weight on the mid palate, has a nice finish to it. There is some balancing tannin. There's a characteristic high acid of Barbera, which when it's from Asti tends to be a little bit leaner, maybe a little bit sometimes vegetal, but I really don't get any of that on this wine. And once again, at $14, you'd be hard pressed to match that in most places, especially the New World, places like California, Australia. Might be able to come close in South America, but there's definitely some great value here for $14.
I agree with you on the first one. Although I think that the Barolo comes in a little disappointingly. The Barbera, absolutely. I mean, the value, like you said, $14 a bottle, retail, very straightforward wine with very kind of generous aromatics coming up. The Barolo, though, I mean, I normally expect a little more complexity. I mean, I'm spoiled when it comes to Barolo because I've had a chance in my life to try some really outstanding Barolos, and this one is not really up to par. It is not overly expensive. I mean, it's $50 for a Barolo, which is kind of an average price. But then again, I would like my Barolo to have a little more complexity, a little more classic flavoring. So I'm not sure.
I'm a great fan of Michele Chiarlo, and I think the Barbera actually offers great value for money. It may be not the, as I think you mentioned, it may not a big head turner, but in fact, to me, compared to we've had in the series of making these episodes, we've had another Barbera which was $45, which makes this look an extreme best buy. It's okay, it may not be quite the same quality, but it's still a really good wine for that price, I think. And the Barolo, I personally like it. I think it's delicious. I like the restraint. I like the fact that these wines are only 13% alcohol for the Barbera and 13.5 for the Barolo. To me, that's a huge positive side to the wine. And pricing-wise, $50, for a Barolo, not too bad.
Yeah, it could be that the age still keeps the wine a little shy in like I said, in flavor department, because in maybe 5 years it would develop into something completely different. But
I mean, I think this producer is more about elegance, and I think these wines are both very.
There we go again. You see, because you're more of an elegant person than myself. I mean,
a couple of things. Couple of things about the Barolo for me is that it's kind of behind the 8 ball because the bottle was just opened. Number one. Number two, it's a current vintage. Most of the Barolo you're going to see right now in the market is 04, and this might be one of the earlier 05s coming onto the market.
Yeah.
The other very interesting thing is that I was recently approached with two wines, two Barolo, or Baroli as it were, from Michele Chiarlo. One of the vineyards being Cerrecchio, the other vineyard being Canubi, which are both very highly prized Barolo vineyards.
Absolutely.
And those wines were wholesaling for right around $60 a bottle.
Wholesaling.
So
is that recently? Or?
That was over the last 4 days.
All right.
And so I really, not to take exception, but I have to disagree with Cezar. I think for a $50 retail bottle of Barolo, and it is what we call a cru Barolo. Cru in let's say Napa terms would be single vineyard. It's a cru Barolo from Tortoniano, $50 retail, I think, is a heck of a price on it. And I think it just needs a little time, maybe a decanting about an hour ahead of time. This wine's going to drink completely
Yeah, I
different.
mean, I hate, I hate, after listening to you guys, I hate the backpedaling, but yeah, I mean, I think the fact that the wine was just opened and it is a very recent vintage, probably the most recent vintage for Barolo right now that's available. So probably with some age, I mean, I would give it definitely a retry and see what it evolves into. So, but for me right now, judging it on what I smell, you guys maybe are kind of more predicting, anticipating.
If we had enough glasses, we could put this bottle aside and taste it again in an hour, the same glass, and then edit this piece and show us in 3 frames what the wine was like an hour later. Because these sort of wines really do evolve in the glass, and they really do age well. And again, I think that this produces amongst the top, and it's another co-brand wine, which goes to show the
that's a good point.
importance, right?
As a tip for anybody watching out there as well, is when we do that, and we very well may do what you just said, but when we do that, we're going to pour this wine into Burgundy glasses as opposed to Bordeaux glasses.
Well, I'd like
it's going to change even more.
I would like to see the wine in the same glass, or at least we could pour this
Uniform glass,
from here, but not
Uniform,
re-pour.
Change,
Let it sit for a while in the glass rather than having breathing in the bottle, because the wine changes when it hits the glass. It doesn't really change just drawing the cork out. There's only a small amount of oxygen getting in.
$50 retail, I'll take it.
Yeah, excellent.
So changing the glasses, decanting for an hour and a half could really change the game for the Barolo.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, maybe you'll have to do a little wine tasting yourselves at home. Try the Barolo in a couple different formats. And the Barbera, I think we all agree, it's a great value for $14. And thanks so much for watching. We hope you'll give these two a try, the Michele Chiarlos. Thanks for watching IntoWineTV, and we'll see you next time.